Yo, 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 what's going on? It's the NRW where nerds rule the world. It's your boy, Kuya P, aka the Babinka boy, the Adobro, the leader of the Holla Homies in the Center gang. And I'm here with the Sumthin and Nuthin podcast crew. First up, the lovely, the amazing Miss Sexy herself. Let's bring her on, Tranquil Ashley. What's up, Tranquil?
Hey.
I was trying to come up with a little something more. I was trying to I forgot what was the last thing.
I saw you with your freestyle. I see you.
I was trying to freestyle something, but it was just like, I'm 2 hours of sleep, homie. 2 hours of sleep.
I understand. I feel you.
How you doing, lovely?
I am good. I'm tired, yo. I thought I was Megan Thee Stallion this past weekend, and I didn't do my stretches, is what I'm saying.
Word.
And I'm paying the price, but worth it, YOLO, as they say. But good vegging out because a girl be tired after working real hard.
That is true.
But good things on the horizon, fun things to talk about in the show.
Oh yeah.
But before we get to that, I'll go ahead and bring in Aru.
What
up, Ru?
What's up, baby? Roohkage.
Man, just out here learning about my different variants and whatnot. But chilling. Yeah, just watching a lot of Loki. I've actually rewatched the whole series like 3 times so far, just for pleasure.
You didn't have to slay the head off of one of them so you could be the ultimate Ru, huh? Like Highlander style shit.
I really think I'm like the Krang variant of my variants. You know what I mean? Like I got some shit cooking, and when I'm in my late, whatever years, shit's gonna pop off, and the world's gonna be mine, and we're all gonna be good. But
there we go.
Yeah, man, I'm chilling. It's good to see you guys this week.
Dope. Always, man. Always a pleasure. You always put a smile on my face. Helps me get motivated, dedicated throughout this crazy pandemic. Yo, we got a special guest, man, this week. Let me bring her on in just a second, man. But we met at BlurCon finally. I've been a fan of this person a long time. Didn't know Anita knew her for a while, so I'm kind of mad at Anita for not making it known that.
But I know a lot of people. Okay.
Hey, I know a lot of people too, homie.
Look, I don't.
And I'm down to share resources, but come on now,
everyone. I keep baby beautiful people to myself. Sorry.
I'm sorry. But I give to you. I give you everything. I love you. I love you so much. Yo, but hey, the amazing person I'm bringing up was a judge at this contest that shall not be named. But I'll talk about the con because I love it so much. Fuck what everybody else is saying. I'm not gonna get too much, not giving statements. We already put our statements out there. But BlurCon, y'all, I love that show with all of my might. Love everybody involved with it, and had a great time. But I finally got a chance to meet her. Let's bring her up. The amazing Wreck-It Ronnie, aka Buddy Black in the house. What's good, Ronnie?
I was thinking it. I'm so glad
you made her on their horns. But I'm gonna have it in post though. I'm gonna have it when you watch this. I'm gonna have it blasting off. What's good, homie?
I'm living my life, man. I'm trying to be fully rested. My suitcase is halfway packed, and we're returning to some sort of normalcy.
There we go. Was this the first show for you in a minute?
Oh,
so
definitely. Yeah, this is definitely my first in-person event since what was my last con? I don't even think that I went to anything in probably I think it was Dragon Con 2019 was my last event that I had. So it's been 2 years, real talk. So
that's right.
She's been missed.
Well, yo, welcome to the squad, Sumthin and Nuthin podcast. Roohkage, Anita, we are so excited to have you. I know I am, because
thank you.
Just like my boy Ru was with Neptune. I've been a fan of the Wreck-It Ronnie for a minute, man. So
really thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna do some a little talk on what's going on in the news, pop culture, everything. Just do a little bit of check-ins and then get into the topic of nerd sexy, which you are the definition of, Ronnie. So very happy to have you to come through and talk on it. So yo, what's good, everybody? Thank you. Yo, Ru, what's good? You've been checking out Loki. You said a little bit earlier.
Yeah, man. Just watching Loki back and forth. Just kind of getting myself hyped for what's coming for the MCU and whatnot. I don't feel like there is a lot to be looking forward to, but at the same time, there's a wait. So I'm just trying to fill my time to keep myself motivated for what's to come. But other than that, I've been watching Monsters Inc., the new show that they got on Disney Plus. It's really good. And Also watching that Mrs. Maisel show on Amazon Prime. I mean, I'm finding myself just kind of watching TV shows with my off time because your boy be just putting in that work out here.
That's true. That's true. What about you, Tranquil? What's good with you? You check out the new Space Jam? A lot of people talking about it right now.
No, I don't care at all about that new Space Jam. Not at all. I feel it. Like since the announcement, I have not been excited. It just was not for me. If they were going to do another Space Jam, it should have been Kobe. But that's just my idea of it, because I mean LeBron cool and all, but like I feel like Kobe's stardom is a little bit higher than LeBron's is even currently, So that's just my 2 cents on that. So no, not checking it out. They already ruined Lola Bunny. She had a look. It was supposed to be a Jessica Rabbit kind of like callback, and they got rid of it. So I'm like, I got Cool World. That is like, right? Cool World. If you haven't seen it out there, guys, it is a masterpiece of animation, I will say. And this weekend, I will be moderating a panel for DreamCon. And it'll be with the English voice actress of Naruto from, Naruto. So I have that to do this weekend. I gotta get ready for that. So that's about all I'm doing, just getting prepared for that whole con virtual experience.
Yeah, what about that interview though that you locked down the other day, yo?
Oh,
talk about that. That's gonna come to the channel. We gotta promote that.
That's
what was that convo?
That's very true. So I spoke with someone named Robbie Roth. He is actually like a gay traveler. He goes around to different prides, films them, see what they're about, all that kind of stuff. And he's doing pretty well on YouTube. And so we talked about, issues in different countries with how they accept, LGBT members of society and so on and so forth. And we learned a lot of surprising things. So when that's up, definitely check it out and definitely check out his channel.
Hell yeah. I'll have that up this weekend. I'm going to work on it. Actually, no, I can't. I'm going to Philly this weekend. I just remembered. Your boy's busy, man. I'm only at 2 hours of sleep. I'll have it up next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have it up next week. Yo, Ronnie, welcome to the squad. Yo, what's good with you? What are you peeping like pop culture wise in the atmosphere before we get to our topics and shit?
Pop culture wise, I didn't even know that there was a Monsters Inc. animation show, first of all. So I already know what I'm doing the minute we stop recording. Like, I love Monsters Inc. The fact that I don't know is a little bit of a travesty. Like, how did this escape me? I have not watched Space Jam 2 yet, but I want to. Just because I want to talk shit about it. And I want to be able to informedly talk shit about it. That's fair. I don't expect it to be good at all, but sometimes you just gotta watch a movie just to say this was bad, to confirm your bias. But what else is going on in pop culture right now? Activision Blizzard is getting pulled through it right now with the lawsuit with California. And all I gotta say is I hope those girls get their bag, because girls in general are so often overlooked in like STEM fields in general. And yes, game development is part of IT. I consider it part of STEM, and it's just like we're underrepresented and apparently through this underappreciated and badly treated. So hopefully they can make an example out of them, because it happens.
I heard something about it, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I want to know a little bit more, because as an actor, I heard a bunch of my fellow voiceover actors are now boycotting to help with this campaign because of how fucked up it was. So
I read some of
they literally told their agents, don't book me for anything Activision no more, which is insane. But
I read some of the court documents that they're like that they're using as far as evidence, and it's mostly just that the female employees, specifically the Black female employees, tend to suffer at a lot more like micromanaging that isn't applied to the male, specifically white staffers. They'll have managers call in and make sure that they're working and won't allow them to go on stress walks or anything while the male coworkers are just at their desk playing video games. And that's not necessarily as bad, or just like, invalidating their experiences when they do come forth and say, hey, I might not be being treated fairly. But I do see this because apparently this is an investigation that they've been hosting without letting any people know for like over a year. So they've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Wow. Yo, well, salute to my fellow actors, because I've been hearing like the scuttlebutt about this. And so for cats to just step up and be like, yo, if that's what Activision's all about, I don't want to be a participant. I don't want to contribute to that foolishness. So don't book me for that shit. So props to them.
Or at least the people that are allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
Like they go through some sort of training or just step down entirely, because I know that there's so many wonderful creators that are, getting hurt by this. And I want to see them continue to eat too. And Activision's got definitely a legacy. So I hope they get it together to some degree.
Definitely.
I mean, and also too, this is not Blizzard's first or second, like
or third
like serious culture issues. Like it's definitely it's not like I know what was it, 2019 there was a big issue. I don't know if it was in the cosplay world or what it was, but I know there were a lot of was it Leon Shu? I think it was it was him. Yeah, I think it was him.
The cosplayer dude, the European brother.
He cosplayed as someone. I think it was Assassin's Creed. If I correct.
I think so.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what it was. But unfortunately, blackface happened. And and they ran with that. So they're like, this is okay.
This is okay.
I remember that.
He's back at it again with the Kuya. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. Kuya. It's a character from Genshin Impact. There's like all of 2 brown-skinned characters in Genshin Impact. And of course he picks the one to specifically race face as. And I'm like, Leon, come on.
Did y'all know the brother?
Whole movement actually in Italy right now with their whole immigration / brown people in Italy right now. It's crazy because I really didn't experience it when I lived there, but it could be because I didn't understand what they were saying. You know what I mean? It could have been that. Like I knew how to like get food, point right and left, get home, the basics of basics. So maybe like if there was something, I didn't understand it to like be offended, but like there was no like overt or anything like that I could recall, which is crazy to know that in like under the surface, all this stuff is going on. And it could be because I lived in Rome, which is like the most like touristy city in Italy. So maybe they're just used to Black people. So, maybe that's it. But yeah, so Blizzard's they're counting, they're ticking off on their list of things that they like to do.
They're like 1 square away from getting bingo.
Right. Yeah, man. Right. Nobody else is playing either. So all of the answers are going to them. So, but yeah, we'll see how that unfolds.
For sure.
Did you ever meet that dude, Leon?
I've seen him, but I've never like talked to him. And it was interesting because I saw him at Katsu is where I saw him. And I didn't realize it was him. This is going to sound mean. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was him because like 80% of his photos are taken at such a low angle. I expected him to be taller than me.
Yeah.
And he's not. So at first I was just kind of like, oh, that's some guy. And then I realized there was like a large group around him. And I was like, so this must be somebody. And they were like, Leon Chiro. And I was like, oh, really?
Right, really.
Short King.
I can't even express how many times that has happened to me. And I've met a guy.
It's all angles. Yeah, same.
It is. Everyone expects me to be way taller in person. They're like, I thought you were going to be like 6 foot. I'm like, nope. No. I just got a long leg.
I always expect female or like lady cosplayers to be short. I've always expected them to be short. So when they're like my height, I'm like, hello. Hey, fellow tall person, how are you? Like, so nice to meet you. So it's all good. We'll see what happens in the future with that cosplay debacle. There's a lot of cosplay debacles, and
the world is healing.
Right? Yo, so let's get away from cosplay because that's a little close to the nose for some of us right now. Let's talk about nerd sexy, man, because it's a topic that I love a lot. Being a nerd, man, for forever. And when you can mix it with, the sexy, it's beautiful. I want to just kind of like talk along those lines. The birth of nerd sexy, like where did it start for y'all, or recognizing like that combination, that crossover, because we see like Megan Thee Stallion repping her nerdiness, which I love to the fullest. Doja Cat, where does it begin? Like, let's take it back to the beginning and just talk about how nerd sexy came into being, and just, do you dig it? Do you love it? Where does everybody feel on that? And just going forward with it and all of that, and our own realm of nerd sexy. You know what I'm saying? So whoever wants to kick that off, I'm throwing it out there.
Well, I will say from the jump that I have an unhealthy obsession with Doja Cat. An unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
Me and you both.
And like, I lived through Ronnie's aesthetic. I lived through Ronnie's aesthetic because it's like, unfortunately, I don't have as many options. So I just lived through Ronnie's aesthetic. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to wear. That's always what I want to wear. It's so cute. And it's like edgy and pastels all together. And that's just...
We're just going to give you flowers right now, Ron.
Yeah, it just makes me happy.
I want flowers for y'all though. I give some back. We just have a community pot of flowers together. But yeah, like anyone listening to this, like please, like make literally everything I have for my girl Anita, because she's gonna wear it like with 10 times more attitude than I will, and like it needs to happen. I'm campaigning. I'm starting a GoFundMe when this is over.
Oh man.
And shoot, for real though, Anita, fuck what everybody else says, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I love how, like, Megan Thee Stallion and just, the artists are just making it, just more known and not caring, it doesn't matter your size or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can do it as long as you're comfortable with yourself. Just flow with it. Fuck what everybody else say.
I just need more designers in general to start making this stuff so that she can have it. Because I'm sure she's got all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, I'm not she just worried needs about it. I just don't have options.
Exactly. So
and like, I know I make stuff, but I don't want to make stuff all the time. Like,
honestly,
right? Like, I just don't want to. Like, I don't want to make my whole wardrobe. I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Exactly. You hear that, designers? Sponsor her. She'll get you a cute little shout out. She got an audience.
Yo, let me get my man Rue back in here. So Rue, man, so that's kind of like where I'm heading with nerd sexy. Do you recall for yourself, man, seeing that combination? Because I know you're like an anime head, manga head, a little bit.
I think that's really the only community I've seen that though, personally, is the anime, schoolgirl kind of like persona type of thing. Because like what y'all are mentioning with Doja and Megan, it's no shade to them. I don't really like know anything about them, like for real. Like I know my girl listens to them and everything like that. I'm kind of like an old head where I kind of been stuck in the past. So I don't really listen to a whole lot that's new out. I don't know a whole lot about these new artists or nothing, I think it's dope that there's a lot more, female artists out there fucking getting like just as much recognition as these fucking dudes are, because they're just as dope. You know what I'm saying? I just personally like don't connect with like a lot of things culturally wise right now. So like, I'm just kind of staying back in my lane where I feel comfortable. But, with anime, I think nerd sexy, that's, I think, where I'm more comfortable, like seeing that type of stuff. But I think it's dope. I love self-expression, whether that be body wise or just like being yourself. So yeah, man, like, I think it's just fucking cool.
Word. So like, did you all notice like where, like again, I'm an old head, but I'm a hip hop head. So like we went from like Source magazine, IG models, Source like hip hop XXL, where it was very street, to now the embrace of anime. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see kind of that transition, and how did y'all feel about that in the like, where we kind of embraced what we were really into outside of just kind of, standing on front of this car or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or on this motorcycle shit, I
mean, like, I feel like that really depends on like how your interactions in school were. For me specifically, I didn't really have those problems. And I'm like I'm rare. I know that I am, but I never got picked on for liking nerd stuff. Like I just never did. And I wasn't even in like a nerdy school or like a where a lot of people were into the same things that I was into or anything like that. I happened to never be, you know, pushed into that era and that. So I always thought, you know, it was possible, I guess but it's nice to see now. It's nice to see that people don't get beat up no more for liking. Yeah, I mean, I think people still do, but maybe not to the same extent. Because when I was in like middle school, everyone got beat up for liking anime and like
except for you.
except for me. Like, you know, like
they knew better than that.
I didn't know that they were getting beat up until like I was an adult. I was like, this is happening. People do this, because I was like, I like that stuff, and no one ever came like at me for it. I'm like, maybe I just had a mean mug the entire time I was in school.
I knew better.
Maybe that's what it was.
And honestly, I think too, there's like a differentiate. I think there were people who just kind of like quietly enjoyed the thing and would talk to you if you talked to them about it. And then there was me, who definitely got bullied for it. But that's because I was wearing cosplay wigs to school and Naruto running down the hall. So arguably I deserved it. I never got beat up for it or anything, but like they were making fun of me. And yeah, kind of. It was a little like not fit for the setting and time, some of the things that I was doing. And I think a lot of people that do kind of feel sore about, you know, nerd culture becoming a lot more mainstream because of the way they were treated, sometimes take for granted that I don't think that a lot of the harassment that we received when we were younger was because we liked the thing. It was how, you know, how we displayed it kind of sometimes was a little weird. And I mean, I don't, you know, that's not me endorsing bullying to any degree, but it's usually a little bit more to the story than that, because as you were, you know, saying, you know, like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, those are certified hood classics.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
Everyone I knew growing up watched those.
Same.
Even the people that, you know, were like literally, you know, selling drugs and being in gangs and stuff, and they would would do like
Dragon Ball Z for sure.
Exactly. For sure. It's always just kind of been something that's been there. I think especially in communities of color too, it's just been something that's just like always across the board, just kind of like, it was weird. It was just, we all watched it. And even if you didn't watch it, you knew enough about it to talk with people about it, at least on like a surface level. So, I mean, I think we talk about it more just like openly, but it feels like it was always waiting there. I don't know.
I feel like, yeah, that's true. I mean, there's just more access now. We didn't have access like that then. Like there's like 47 streaming channels with anime on it now. Or
you remember watching anime in like 3 parts on YouTube?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Back in the day.
Those sad days. Those sad, the dark ages, as I like to call them. But yeah, I've known Ronnie for, let's see, 20
years.
Yeah, but some years. 2017.
Anita.
Oh,
see, I'm gonna hold this against you. I'm telling you.
No, yeah, at least 2017. Because I was still in college.
Yeah, I want to say 2017.
When we first met
at Colossal, I think.
Yeah,
I want to say
it was either 2016 or 2017. Colossal.
Yeah. So, and like before then, I think you were just into cosplay, but recently you've shifted into like a whole lot of different categories. And you are now
nerd sexy.
Hey.
And you know, Black Bunny and all of that wonderfulness. So tell us how you kind of started getting into that world.
Definitely. So funny enough, there was a shift, I feel like, where sexy was starting to become a little more accepted within nerd communities, but I didn't jump on the train right away because like I was at college and doing stuff and everything, and I was probably also like when it first kicked off a minor, just probably, but like at the first surgence of like Patreon, that's when people were like, wait a minute. We all love cosplaying. And unfortunately, I think there's like 2 or 3 reasons a lot of people end up stop cosplaying. And that's either just like being an adult in real life gets in the way, you can't do it anymore. You just kind of are done with like the community and the drama, which is completely understandable, or you just can't afford it anymore because it's a very expensive hobby between actually like getting the costume, whether you're making it or buying it, it's not cheap. Then you have to pay the photographer, pay for the makeup, get to the convention, pay for your badge, eat while you're out, get home. Like it's not a cheap hobby to do. So a lot of people just kind of like cut out either cosplay or con circuiting because it hurts the pockets too much. And I've been cosplaying, some people know, since I was 13 is when I made my first cosplay and went to a convention, and like literally just did not stop since then. But as a broke college student, it got really hard. I was like, I don't think that this is something that I'll be able to really keep up in my adulthood as I start to actually have like real big girl bills and stuff and like rent to pay and whatnot. And so when OnlyFans started to really kick off, I had a lot of people saying, well, just make an OnlyFans. And I was like, I don't really know if I want to do sexy content. It's not like something that I ever really focused on with my cosplay. And they were like, but you're hot, just do it. And I was like, fine. It could be like $100 or $200 extra dollars in my pocket a month. And that's $100 or $200 that I didn't have. So I don't have to do anything I'm not comfortable with. You guys are right. I'll give it a shot. So I started in September of 2020. And by the end of the year, I was making off of OnlyFans the same amount that I was getting from my 9-to-5 job. So I was like, wait a minute. This tells me that if I just, cut out the 9-to-5 job and put more time into OnlyFans, I could probably make even more than that, which I definitely do. It was a really, it was like a weird decision for me, but it's definitely one that I don't regret and would make 100 times over. I feel like I've become a lot more confident just in myself from, doing OnlyFans cosplay. It's allowed me to do a lot more cosplay, I feel like, in a short period of time than I was able to do in college, just because I wasn't able to afford to get costumes like I have. And a lot of my costumes are actually sponsored by subscribers. They'll be like, I really like this character and I want to see you cosplayer. So I bought the cosplay. It's coming to you in 5 days. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a really great community. And even the people that aren't really necessarily into the sexy aspect of it, there's like quite a few people who are on my, OnlyFans that are like, hey, I just am literally here to sub to you because I wanted to give you $10 and I love what you do. And I've been following you forever and you're inspiring. And here you go, which I think is just like the coolest thing in the entire world. And probably more than anything, the thing that's kept me cosplaying in any sort of capacity is just being reached out to by people and being told that, hey, you're the reason why I didn't give up on cosplay or why I got into cosplay in the first place, because I didn't think I could do it, but then I saw you do it. So then I knew I could do it. And that's just the best feeling in the entire world.
Yes. Yo, did you always have this like self-confidence? Because like you exude just such positive energy and light, which again, and finally having met you, man, I feel that and I see that in person, what I already saw through the pictures and videos and shit. So like, I love that. And you already know the kind of person I am now as well. Like I need people like this in my life because it replenishes us, those of us that are like that. So like, where did it come from for you? Did you realize that about you, or like, where did this like comfort with self and just expression come from?
Honestly, I don't even think it's something that I have perfected now. So the fact that people are like, you seem really confident. I'm like, really? It's working? You're buying it? Thanks. Because it's a struggle. Like, honestly, yeah. I like everyone else have like those days where I wake up and want to break every mirror in my house. And like, it's a little bit of a roller coaster. I will say though that one thing that I think that's really kind of like helped me feel better, just like in my struggle to be more confident in myself, is less of this idea of like body positivity and more what's called body neutrality, which is just like you don't have to be pretty all of the time. And I feel like body positivity is like, you're all pretty no matter what. And like, sometimes it's just hard to get on that same brain wavelength. But I like the idea sometimes that it's like, you don't owe pretty to anybody. You don't have to wake up every day and be, a 10 out of 10 dime. You don't have to be as pretty as you are with a full face of makeup and 2 hours of hair at all times. And doesn't make you any less deserving of love or respect. And even if you don't necessarily like the way you look one day, somebody else will, you know, it's a little subjective. So I do feel like OnlyFans a lot for me is as I say, send and walk away, like a risky text. Like I'll send out my content and just walk away from it. Because if I stare at it too long, I'll hate it and never post anything. So it's literally just like edit it long enough to take out, you know, the big things and put a watermark on it, upload it, and then just walk away. There was one thing that I saw that has always just kind of stuck with me in terms of just like remembering to keep myself centered, is that it's like, if you look at the Mona Lisa, like from afar, from behind a rope, because they usually don't let you get too close to the thing, it's the Mona Lisa. It's a beautiful work of art, and that it is. But if you get really, really, really close, you're going to start to see like the paint is chipping. You're going to see that it's like uneven and weird textures, and we're all just the same. So it's like, sometimes if you're staring at your face and the mirror is like right here, maybe you just need to go back a little bit further, you know, maybe you need to change the camera angle a little bit, and none of us look the way that we all look, because everything's made up and nothing is real, and mirrors and cameras all lie. So it's all subjective. It's neutrality.
I love that. Yo, Anita, same deal, girl, because you've inspired so many people through your representation in cosplay. You know, I need to know that, because you have amazing confidence, and that's what I love about you so much, homie. Talk on it.
I mean, I don't really. I'm not like in the. I guess you could say the sexy lane. I've done.
Girl, shut up. Yes, you are.
I am not. I am telling
up. I'm not gonna take that. We ain't gonna have that on Something or Nothing.
She's sexy, but she hasn't capitalized off of it yet. That's what it is. She hasn't charged people for her being sexy.
Yeah, right. Oh God, for real. But for me, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for me to get those compliments, because for me, I'm just doing it. Like, it's because I enjoy it, and I would be doing it, I guess, either way. And maybe that's what people like, is because I would be doing it even without the recognition or whatnot. Because most people, while I feel like I've been in the space or the sphere, like known or whatever, for maybe like 3 years, but I've been cosplaying since like 2015, you know, so I've been cosplaying for a while, 2015, 2014, really, you know, so I was doing it anyway. But I just, you know, my thing for everyone is just like, if it's something that brings you happiness or joy, or if it's something you like, you know, watching, you like, you know, going to take pictures of other cosplayers and all that stuff. You know, one of the things that I used to do before I started cosplaying, just do it, you know. And I know, as you know, from experience, sometimes comments are crap. I get that. Like, sometimes comments are very trash, but I feel like if you can take it and be like, okay, thank you for helping my algorithm, and, you know, keep pushing, it's all good.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Yo, fuck them haters. That's all I gotta say. Yo.
Yeah.
So let's go to icons of the nerd sexy. Let's establish for those that are watching, you know, we were talking about this nerd sexy subject. Let's talk about some like the you know, these icons, the leaders, maybe like put some faces to it. Like, for you guys, who would be those icons within nerd sexy or within the culture that kind of, you know, that you saw people started cosplaying, you know, like the Jessica Rabbits. I've seen tons of Jessica Rabbit cosplayers, you know, just who do you think are like some pivotal images and representations? And then also, you know, like the artists like Megan Thee Stallion, you know, that who do you appreciate that's kind of repping that nerd sexy? Let me throw it to Rue, because I ain't seen my man Rue. I know Rue's just like me. We've been working hard and got a little sleep, but I want to get my boy Rue in here a little bit, man. What's good, Rue? Who do you think is nerd sexy, or who's iconic to you in nerd sexy?
You know, I was just
besides Neptune. Shout out to my girl Neptune Suicide. What's up, girl?
There is this one cosplayer that I know has a group of followers on Instagram. I just had to look her up because I know I follow her. I think her name is Snitchery.
Oh, yes, Snitchery is amazing.
She is a beautiful girl.
She is.
And like her, sorry to cut y'all off. Just her cosplays are very like intricate and they're very spot on. And I love her Shigo one. Like she just kills it with a lot of hers. Like I know because I'm fairly new into cosplay, not even like as if I do it, but it's just like I appreciate it for what it is, you know? And I think because I follow these certain people that kind of like do the same outfit at every convention and everything like that. And you kind of spot them. Like my favorite is Grimos. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him, but yeah, with like the whole section, she definitely the snitchery. Yeah, not the snitch. Sorry, like Kuya said, I'm tired, but she really kills it. She really just like with every single one she does, and it really does kind of like seem that it's just really hard work that you guys put into it, like hours and hours of just all this makeup and trying to figure out, because obviously you just can't go to Party City and grab an outfit real quick and then like go to a convention. Like you got to really make up almost everything you do. And but if I'm being honest, probably one of my favorites, to get back to the question, because you know I tend to steer off, Tranquil is probably one of my favorites.
Oh my goodness.
Flowers.
Agreed.
No, you really are. Like I love your Korra. Your Korra is like really one of my favorite cosplays.
Thank you.
And
we're not gonna pretend like you aren't the most legendary Akuma to ever do the Ting.
Girl, say it. Say it. Yes. Ronnie's right.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Roo.
Yeah, no, for real though, I do mean it, because like I said, like with all that, I'm not too much into the culture, but I can appreciate it since I am like a fellow nerd, just in a different sector with all that. And yeah, that's stuff that looks hard, man. I know I couldn't do it. I work at the hours I do. I know I can't make an outfit like you guys do.
It's a little easier now. I mean, once upon a time ago, you definitely had to make like 90% of the costumes, but like Mike costumes, easy cost.
Yeah.
Shoot, AliExpress got you back now, honestly.
Too now.
And honestly, Party City, because all these competitors are starting to step their game up too. Party City, I feel like, is going to start stepping their costume quality up here too. So, I mean, you know, before you know it, that's probably going to be pretty indistinguishable in terms of just like quality. So
I be seeing people on TikTok, they like you probably just said, they're like selling the swords and everything that they make, and like they're just capitalizing. I think it's a great business venture.
And I want to add just to that though, regardless, if you're trying to compete in a cosplay contest, okay, maybe don't go to Party City, but don't do it if so like not for like a cosplay contest. But if you want to go to Party City and get those joints, as long as you representing yourself and you having fun with it, I don't give a fuck that it's Party City. That's what I love about the new Nerd Sexy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be as long as you're enjoying in your fandom and being sexy with it too. I love that. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you made it or not. I'm cool with it. Have fun with it. It's cosplay. Another cat who hit me up said, man, it should be in regards to like this whole contest controversy that's going on. Like it's just about cosplay, just enjoying each other, embracing, you know, it's like we're taking kind of that nerddom that we got, well, that bullying as nerds from the non-nerd people, and now we're bringing it into our nerd, you know, community, and that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That should be our own tribe, and now we're doing it within our own tribe, and that's not cool. But rock it, love it, enjoy it, just be your true self. That's what I want at the end of the day, is to meet people and enjoy people with their true selves. So well, okay, let's get back to the nerd sexy item.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was a very like small violin situation that just
not a small violin.
A small violin for sure. But like, so you started in September of last year, and now that's your full-time gig, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's your full-time gig. Okay, so give us like an idea of what one type of look takes. Like, how long does that take? Filming, getting ready, you know, your home studio. How does that work out?
So, fun fact, I have, I'm currently like renting out a house. I didn't buy it because I have commitment issues. That's why I've been in a relationship for 3 years without getting engaged. It's not because he won't. I have commitment. So one of the rooms in my house is literally just kind of like what I call like my studio, but it's just like my room, I guess. I have like my computer set up, my little background here for streaming, and my fluffy wall. People ask, is it fluffy? It is. It's actual. Well, it's fake fur, but it's like it's not like a wallpaper. It's actual fake fur. And I got my closet with my cosplays. I have like right behind my computer, I have like a literal like backdrop stand and like a few different ring lights, a few different soft boxes, and some tripods and things. And I don't even like keep myself in this room. Sometimes I'm shooting in my kitchen, sometimes I'm shooting in my backyard. So the whole thing is honestly my studio. So I actually do a combination of content. I will do what I call like my monthly main content. My main feed content is what I'll call it. And then I also will do customs behind the scenes. So the monthly main feed, what I usually do is I have one character and I'll do 4 to 5 outfits for that character so that I have an outfit for each week of the month. And then I'll shoot all of that in one day. So, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's too bad because I only have to do like hair and makeup once, and then I just have to like change the outfit a few times. But I need at least 40 photos per outfit just for the actual like main feed content part of it. And then I also do an extra PPV for each outfit. So then that's an extra like 15 to 20 photos. 2 videos for each. So then by the end of the day, I've shot like at least 10 videos and then at least like 300 or 400 photos that I then have to like go through and edit and like categorize and organize. Like my content folder is the most organized thing on the entire planet. It is the only part of my life that's organized. And like, it's definitely like a lot of time. My makeup, just because it just takes me a long time to do makeup. I don't know why. Like I don't get distracted, but like I almost never finish my makeup in under 2 hours. So
that would drive me insane.
And if I'm doing like the last time I did Nessa, because I did like a really intricate eye look, I did like a full, thank you.
You're welcome.
I did like a lot of like color blending and glitter and everything. That makeup took me closer to like 3 or 4 because of how long the eye makeup took. So, and then you got to get the cosplay on. And then honestly, like it's funny. I make a joke about it because on my days where I'm shooting, my boyfriend knows to just leave me alone because like I don't get to like eat or take breaks really that entire day. And I'm just irritable. And I'm just like, just shut up, just get it out of my way. Let me get it done. And then I'll be good. But then after that, I will often do like customs kind of like in between. Big people will request, oh, can I have like a photo set of, you as 02. So, I'll do that. And then I'll send it out, to subs as well. Be like, this was a custom request for so-and-so, but I know all y'all want to see it. So here you go. So definitely involved.
Very involved. I feel like I just don't have the energy. I don't know how. I really wish I did. I need to find a tea or something. That just
coffee. Coffee is my lifeblood, honestly. I would not be able to do what I do without Senor Dunkin' Donuts at home. So definitely that. And also just to completely circle back around to like the icons in Sexy Nerd, just because I was thinking about it really hard. My like first like animated crush and like honestly my gay awakening was Eris from Sinbad.
Oh, wow.
He was just big and gorgeous, and I was like, I want to be stepped on by a very powerful woman, much bigger than me, and it just like went downhill from there and never really recovered.
I think mine, like when I really like, I won't say I was awakened because mine definitely happened way later in my life. But when I noticed, I guess there might be a little something extra, was Xena.
I knew you was gonna say Xena.
You know how I feel about Xena.
No, she's
Let's do
bad.
the Mount Rushmore, yo. Let's do the Mount Rushmore of icons. So Xena, like what would it be?
Okay, so Xena's up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Eris gets to make it. That was just my personal gay awakening, but I don't know if she's like Mount Rushmore important. Definitely either like Jessica Rabbit or Hollywood for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Jessica Rabbit happened before my awakening. Hollywood happened afterward, and I was like,
Jessica was like, maybe, and then Holly was like, definitely.
Definitely. Yes.
I feel like Roxanne from the Goofy movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
The scene where she's like in the white toga running through the
And
fields.
yeah, the
I was like,
wind
why
in the
can't
hair.
that be me?
That's a great one, Rue. I'm so happy you brought that
I'm
one.
so
Yeah.
happy you said that.
You know who I also for some Katara and what is it? Raven from Teen Titans.
Teen Titans,
Like the original.
Raven. Yeah, she had them leggies.
She was my first goth crush, and she was cartoon.
I think mine was probably my first goth crush was Lydia Dietz. I loved her. I
Or-
loved her juice.
You know what? If it wasn't Raven, that was my first goth crush on cartoon. It had to be Ember from Danny Phantom.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Hannah.
Okay, but what about the Hex Girls? You tell me that wasn't your first goth crush?
Yeah, you're right. That's
He was like, let me reevaluate the timeline.
Yeah.
Mine was also
Kind of
Lydia
my
Dietz.
order. That's
Ronnie.
true.
Mine was also Lydia Dietz.
Lydia
I'm so
Dietz
sorry.
was the blueprint.
You
She
don't
walked
do-
so everyone else could
Could run 100%. 100.
Gwen from Total Drama Island would not be here without Lydia Dietz.
Hey, I'm old, so Elvira was it for me.
Elvira.
Elvira, yo. But I'm an old head.
No,
You watch that
definitely.
Canadian cartoon 16 about those teenagers at the mall getting jumped?
Yeah, I remember 16, and I
I
don't remember her name. She's got purple hair.
Yeah, but yeah, she was also a crush for me.
And
Definitely.
Morticia.
Oh,
Yeah.
Morticia.
Right,
yes.
Morticia Adams was everything.
Bagels, quite honestly, between her and Gomez.
Yes.
I don't want a Joker. I want a Gomez.
I want to know as 100%. 100%. I would also say Kidda from Atlantis.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of that
real.
earlier. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah.
I saw her. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Blue-
Or I've
She
never
said,
seen the
"You
movie.
do swim, yes?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I swim."
Wasn't there a really pretty woman in or maybe she would have been girl. I don't know how they aged that out, but Road to El Dorado.
Shell.
We-
They should call this place Shell Dorado.
oh my goodness.
I can never watch that movie with me, by the way, because that's my favorite animated film. And up until like college, I used to watch it like, I'm not kidding you, once a month. I know every last line of dialogue to that movie, and I will say it. Don't watch that,
That was
movie with
me
me.
in
I'm
Emperor's
annoying.
New Groove.
Same!
I watched Emperor's New Groove on a religious level.
I mean, between David Spade and Eartha
Yeah.
Kitt, like,
It's
how
real
can you
hard
not?
to- yeah, and the music. Mwah.
So
Mwah.
good.
So
Oh, and the
good.
music for the Road to El Dorado too, the entire Elton John soundtrack.
That
I
was
want to
great.
get into it. It's just beautiful.
It's good. Chell, I mean, I feel like with both Chell and Kidda, they knew 100% what they were doing.
Mm.
They were built. They were built, is what I'm saying. And I was like,
Especially Shell. They knew what they were doing.
Shell is just, yeah. And then I was like, this, and it also gave me my first idea. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I can have two.
I can have two.
I can have
Ah.
two.
Both
Both.
Kuya,
Yes, why
is there a
not?
movie?
is good.
Is there a movie you know front to back, word for word?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a few.
Oh man,
right?
that's you know what? I don't know if I got it like that because I'm such a movie fan that I just want to see everything. So I never would stay on one. There's movies I've seen it thousands of times that are like top 10, but not to the degree that I would know it word for word.
Okay.
Straight up.
Mm.
Yeah. Plus, I'm getting old and I can't remember shit no more.
That got a limited capacity. That's
Yeah,
got
it's
to be
limited.
reserved for
And then I
something
gotta remember
else.
lines and shit. So like, nah, it's in and out.
Like I got birthdays to remember. I got to take all those
Yo.
other. No.
Yo.
I got doctor's appointments.
Got adulting to do. But I do have one other question for you in terms of that. So
Mhm.
if you were to, give someone advice
Mm.
on how to like hop into the game, because I'm always on the fence. I'm always on the fence for this game. I'm just
Mhm.
like, I don't know, maybe. So like, what kind of advice would you give for someone getting into it? Where to start and all that good stuff.
So funny enough, I actually at BlurCon hosted a panel that I hope to be able to do at more conventions. So I'm not saying I'm the end all be all, obviously, for this, but I do think that from what I've figured out so far, there's a lot of, helpful information that I want to be able to pass on. So I'm going to try to not make this the longest answer you've ever heard, because I have a lot of advice for that, actually. So I would say some of the most important things are going to be, one, you can't build an audience on a subscription site. You have to have an audience that you build on social media that you then invite to the subscription site, because subscription sites often do not promote their creators. So there's no explore page for OnlyFans. Really, there might be one for Patreon, but no one's scrolling through it like they're scrolling through their Instagram or Twitter explore feeds. So make sure that you are always, always, always maintaining Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even. Those are really going to be the things that start bringing people into your actual subscription. Oh, YouTube as well, obviously. Twitch, even. I would even say that Twitch is really hard to build an audience on. I feel like that's something that, you build an audience off of, and then they come watch you on Twitch.
Right.
So definitely building your audience, staying consistent. Even if you're not posting every single day, if you're posting 2 or 3 times a week, you need to figure out which days, which times you're posting, and people will stick around for that. In the same way that you knew when you were a kid, Friday at 7, you had to be in front of your TV because there was going to be a new episode of Codename Kids Next Door, and you just had to be there. People are the same way. We're still wired exactly still for Saturday morning cartoons. We're still wired the same way. If you do have something that disrupts that, just be transparent, because people on the internet do oftentimes just drop off completely, and fans will sometimes assume the worst and just kind of like mentally check out unless you're telling them, hey, I had a family emergency. There was something that happened. I need to be gone for a month or 2 weeks or whatever it is. Like, just be transparent and they'll understand, but you have to let them know, or else they'll just assume that you don't care anymore. 3, be different. I know it's really easy to like go along to do, see what someone else does and try to just replicate that. But like, keep it you. I'm not saying like, don't do bandwagons, don't do trends or memes or anything like that, because those are actually like super helpful for just gaining traction, but make sure that you're always keeping an air of it. That's still you, that's still something that sets you apart. And don't feel like you have to be doing something that anybody else does. And with that, have boundaries. Like, if I'm going into this and I don't want to do nude, I only want to do lewd content, don't let anyone talk you into making you feel like you absolutely have to, unless that's something that you are comfortable with without outside influence, because the people on the internet, they're always going to want more than you're willing to give. I don't even necessarily do like super explicit content right now. It's not something that I would be opposed to doing, but I've told people, I need to reach a certain level of subscribers before that's even on the table for me. And I've had people like, well, what if I just paid a certain amount? No, I'm not. And that's a hard line for me. And I think that, sometimes people, they disrespect their own boundaries that they set up and then get into the game, and then they end up falling out of love with it because they get so burnt out emotionally of just feeling like they don't have control over their passion project anymore. It's not about what they want or what they want to do anymore. And if you're not liking what you do at the end of the day, it's not going to be a good product. And that's what makes content creation so difficult, because it's not like working a conveyor belt or working in customer service, because if you don't like working customer service, you can still do customer service well. But if you don't like the content you're creating, it might not be as good as someone else's, and you might get passed up for it. So if you do need to take a break, log out, get your mind right, and reconnect with your content, do so. But again, be transparent. I would say those are definitely the really big ones.
Boom, dropping knowledge on us.
See, like, she said 2 things that I struggle with in general.
It's hard.
Consistency is so hard.
Yeah.
Like, especially if like when you wake up that day and you're just like, man, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not feeling it today.
Exactly. And honestly, that's why, as much as I hate that it's time to make main feed content day, as much as I hate that day, being able to get literally 4 weeks worth of content shot in one time so that I can, over the course of the next week, edit it and schedule all of my posts ahead of time so that I literally do not have to worry about, I literally have through the end of July, a post that will be going out on OnlyFans every single day at 5 o'clock. And I don't have to worry about it. If I wake up on a bad day, and I just don't get to my messages, that stinks, but I know that there's a post going out and no one else has to ever worry about that either. So I would say, OnlyFans is nice. Patreon is nice. They let you schedule things. Also diversify yourself. You don't need to be stuck to one subscription platform. If, you can do Patreon and OnlyFans and It's My Girl and ManyVids and Gumroad. And there's so many like sites to sell things on. You don't have to be, stuck to one either.
Hell yeah. Love it. Love it. We got to have you back, homie, dropping all this knowledge. And there's so many other subjects and like lessons learned type of conversations I want to like have and field, because there's so much more out there. There's just so much to learn. You know what I'm saying? And we do like this show for an hour, man. But
I talk a lot too.
Lot of love. Hey, it's content, homie. You know how it is. Hey, and it's knowledge. And, it's this young generation or just people in general, like, feed off of this and they vibe off of that, and because we're all learning. You should always be learning. I love it. So this has been beautiful. Yo, let's blast off with what we got going on since we're about to get up out of here. Any promotions, anything going on? Let me throw it back to Tranquil. You got the Saturday, right? Because I'll have this up. We're recording this. Our general. What is today? I don't even know, because again, I'm tired. It's Thursday. I'm gonna have this out later this Friday. When y'all see this, it's Friday when y'all see this. So y'all see this.
TGIF, everyone.
TGIF, y'all. What do you got going on Saturday, Anita? What do you got going on tomorrow?
So like Tranquil Ashes on all my platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I guess TikTok eventually. They're pushing. They're saying get on the ticks of talks, and I'm like,
get on the ticks of talks.
That's all right. I watch all of you, and I just spend time liking you on TikTok. So I'll get there. I promise. But yes, again, Saturday I am doing a panel for DreamCon, and I will be doing a Q&A with the voice actress of Naruto Uzumaki from Naruto. So check that out. It'll be at 6 p.m. virtually on their website.
Is that 6 p.m. PST?
EST.
PST. Okay, so it's like 9 my time. You hear that, PST folks? 9.
There you go. And also, I just want to add, because she forgot again, next week, I'll have it out on Monday, because I'll be in Philly.
Ravi.
Ravi Roth from Gaycation with my girl Anita, breaking it down. I love it. So stay tuned. I'm trying to get Anita Tranquil interviewing some people in this industry and help boost that along. We got to get her vibing, because she's such a beautiful spirit. Gotta get that happening. Roo, I want to get you popping out too, but I know you're crazy with your work schedules and you probably got nothing but work happening. But anything else you want to, any new from your other podcast you want to promote?
You know what? We not even really on a hiatus right now. We just being super lazy. Like we were just talking about consistency. Like it's really hard when
it's hard
life doing things, but I'm glad I'm able to be blessed to doing this semi-consistently with y'all. I love coming together and, meeting new friends and just like getting to see different viewpoints on everything. But yeah, just follow me, Twitter and Instagram at Roohkage, Roohkage. I do have a new podcast episode with the Open Mic podcast. We just dropped it, I think, last Wednesday. So that should be in my Instagram bio. Give that a listen. And hopefully I can get my work schedule on point so I can start, being inspired and doing more content with you guys and whatnot. And just
I got you, bro. I got you. And our lovely guests, the amazing Wreck-It Ronnie in the house, Bunny Black, all of that. How can they hit you up? What you got coming up? Any other shows on your schedule? Maybe the rest of this year? What you doing?
I don't have any I don't think anything scheduled for the rest of the year just now. Like I'll be doing personal projects a lot. I've got a lot of things, I've got some cosplays in the work that I came back to and I was like, ooh, yeah, I got to work on that, don't I? But I'm hoping to maybe go to Holiday Matsuri, not as a guest or anything, just for fun, this December. So, if you're in that neck of the woods, I hope to see you around. I'll definitely be at Katsu next year, chopping it up with y'all over on the East Coast. My socials are Wreck-It Ronnie with underscores between the words for like Twitter and IG. My TikTok got banned. So that one is It's Wreck-It Ronnie, all one word. Yeah, it happened like a week before my birthday too. That was ass. But thank you to the lovely community and people who support me, because since a week before my birthday on my new account, we are actually back at just about 80K, which is what I was banned at the first time. So thank you guys so much for sticking around and finding me again. I appreciate it. And then as far as OnlyFans goes, that is Bunny Black with an I instead of a Y. I'm also on Twitter as It's Bunny Black. It's just a lot of shit posting on Twitter. You don't have to worry about that.
Dope. Well, yo, it was a pleasure having you come through, and we definitely would love for you to join our family again. We consider you fam now, so as well. So come on through. And
we are
all of that.
family. I would love to come back. Thank you for having me so much.
Definitely. And it was a pleasure meeting you finally in person at BlurCon. I'm still gonna fuck with you, Anita, for keeping her from me. Because there's so many other things I would have loved you to have gotten involved with, but we're gonna make it happen now. We're gonna make those connections.
No time like the present.
Hell yeah. I love it. Man, yo, new show pal show next week with this week was Eileen Kabiling from Basuro. And next week, episode 49 with Asia Jackson, Maganda Morenix, who we're going to be talking about colorism in Filipino culture and just culture in general. You know what I'm saying? About skin lightening and all that. So it's a really dope one as we get to next week's episode 50 of Show Pal Show. So stay tuned on that. SHOPOWSHO for Show Pal Show at the Nerds of Color as well. We got a lot of stuff popping off. My girl Laura talked to everybody on the G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes movie that's out this weekend with Harry Golding, the lovely Harry Golding. She talked to everybody. That's going to be out from the NOC squad, NRW, Nerds Rule the World. We just dropped a new NRW show with my boy Lloyd Lee is back, the Asian King of Comedy, and Glenn Lawrence comedy. We got that popping. Your boy was in a Netflix film this past week. I just recorded that. That's going to drop in November. Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep, plus other cast, Jennifer Lawrence, Tyler Perry, Ariana Grande, and now your boy. So yeah, I'm finally getting back into the acting game. So check that out in November on Netflix. And New Release Wednesday at the NRW at New Release Wednesday. That's our show channels. And for me personal, at Strange Since 1977, as well as at Temple Far East. And on TikTok, I'm probably going to start doing some dance shit because I'm trying to bring that back. I can't spin no more on my head, but the legend Kuya P will be back. So the legend Kuya P on TikTok. All the love, Ricky Ronnie, Roohkage, Tranquil Ashes. This has been Something to Nothing. We're out of here.
Bye.
Boom.